This is Sahant, and you're watching Mezrab Storytelling, stories from around the world. Once a month, storytellers gather in the Mezrab Cafe to tell true stories. This is one of them.
Now for the next storyteller, it's a friend of mine. She's a regular. She has Turkish roots, and I would like to say Abla Nasasın. And yes, these are Turkish speakers. And please welcome to the stage, the one and only Esra.
There are some things better left not witnessed by little girls. So, if you want to remain innocent, like you're now, please just go outside and play. This was the grandmother of a nephew of mine in Turkey. And she pushed me to the door and she said, just go, we have this all guys thing here. But I'm staying, she said. So my 5-year-old mind was a bit confused. Thought, so I'm not invited, but you are, but you're not a guy? How does this work? And I've always been a girl who wanted to do things the other way around. If someone said no to me, I tried my best to make it a yes. So, when she told me to go outside, I just went to the kitchen and just stayed there until all of the girls went outside. And then I sneaked back into the room. So this was the living room and was filled with men. And my nephew, who was, I think, 3 or 4 years older than I was lying on the bed without pants. And this guy I'd never seen before with this big suitcase went in and said, it's time. We're going to cut it. I thought, cut what? This sounds interesting. And I saw my dad with a camera and he was like filming everyone. He was like, oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to make close-ups. My dad was always the videotaping guy. He was the favorite of the family. So he was standing next to my nephew making close-ups of his penis. So it was very confusing for me at this moment. And nobody was noticing me because I always had short hair. So everybody in the room thought I was a little boy. So I went closer and closer and closer, and then I saw what they were doing. And I thought, oh my God, this is awesome. This is totally awesome. So this guy was holding my nephew's penis, and he had this small knife, and he was like cutting, and there was blood, and I've always been a fan of blood. So I was like really happy to see the galore and the gore and everything. So this story actually came up in my mind when I had a job interview a couple of months ago. Because my new employee was asking me why I wanted this job, and this story came into my mind. Because people, my name is Esra. And I'm a circumcision assistant. Yes, I've been a circumcision assistant for a couple of months now. I see penises on a daily basis. Usually like around 20, 25, very adorable kids, usually. Sometimes like a 25-year-old wants to become Muslim. But usually there are like 5, 6-year-olds, a lot of babies, and people. I really love my job. I really, really love my job. I'm guiding these kids the whole process. When they come into the clinic, is the best part. I just stand there and I say, what are we going to do with you? Tell me, do you know? And then some kids are like, no, they just brought me here. And some, they're like, they're gonna cut it! I'm so excited, I'm going to be a band! And other kids just start crying and get traumatized already. I also help with sedation because in regular hospitals they do general anesthetics, But in our specialized clinic, we do just general narcotics. We just sedate the penis and just that, so they experience the whole thing. So when we sedate the penis, I have to make this motion which resembles something else that they will probably experience in their teenage years. So, if you understand what I mean, like, okay, I'm just going to say I give little kids handjobs. Not really proud of this, but it's just part of my job. I just have to do it. And I try to cancel all the perv thoughts I get when doing this, because sometimes when children are old enough, like 7, 8, 9, they get their first erection when when I'm doing this, and the whole family is surrounded when this procedure is going on, and those are the most awkward moments in my life ever. Like, just thinking about it, like me being the first person who makes these kids excited enough to make this happen, and they usually don't even know what's going on. I mean, they don't know what kind of sensation they're feeling at that moment because it's sedated. And another thing that's very, very interesting of my job are the family members, because I work a lot with children, but most of the time I have to deal with a lot of annoying parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts, and sometimes occasional neighbor who just wants to see it as well. Some families really come with like 10 members, and they all want to be in that room. They all want to videotape it. A lot of modern families want to take selfies. It's bizarre. I had one time there was this kid, and one grandma was reciting the Quran and the other was filming, and then the dad was taking selfies with his kid, like, oh, I'm so proud. And the mom was, what was she doing? She was texting her friends about how awesome the whole thing was. And all of a sudden, this boy is peeing on me. That's one of the side effects of this job. I get peed on a lot. Really a lot. And especially the little babies, they have this force. It's... And something else that's very interesting about my job is that I can, now I've seen, I think, like 300, 400 of them. I can see what's like the normal size and like more small size and even bigger ones. I mean, yesterday I had a half Kenyan, half Dutch baby, and his penis was... He was 8 days old and was larger than an 8-year-old. Seriously, it was abnormal. Like, you try not to look, but it's impossible. So I hope I will get more stories from my job. And when I look back on my first experience with circumcision, when I went closer to the guy performing it, he dropped his knife, and all of the guys were like, I'm not going to touch that, not going to touch that. But I just grabbed it and said, here, can I help? And that's where my fate was decided. Thank you.